Hi guys, PJ here. We're now looking at a Mondeo Mark III. This is a 2001 model, but all the Mark IIIs are pretty much the same thing. Very, very simple car to remove the radio on, so this will be a very short video for you. All you're going to do is need some release keys that look like that. Well, perhaps not quite like that, that's a bit bent, but that sort of shape release key. Nice and cheap from all your car accessory shops. All you do is push them in until they click, and then pull them apart from each other, so just spread them, yeah, and then the radio will come forwards like so. Now at the back you've got aerial connector just here, which just pulls off, and then 3 connectors which are on squeezy clips that you just squeeze in and pull. There we go, we've just pulled them all out quickly. There's your back of your radio, look. So put your radio safe to one side, you never know if you might need it if you're going to sell the car in the future. And you've got 3 connectors on these particular cars. One for power, this is your speaker cable. One for power, that's your power cable. And a third one that I've just shown you, this one here, that's for steering controls and stuff. So unless you're fitting in an adapter, you won't actually need any of that. There we go, that's your aerial adapter. Simple as, you just need a little aerial plug. Now to fit a radio into this particular model of car, you're going to need a couple of bits and bobs. You're going to need this fascia adapter, FP0700, and it's made by Auto Leads. Okay, it's a black plastic frame that fits in the dashboard. You can get different coloured ones if you've got the silver dash or the charcoal dash, but this particular car is black. So you need one of those. You need, oops daisy, excuse me. You need an aerial adapter, looks like that, which is PC527H. And obviously you also need the correct wiring adapter, because the wiring's not the standard generic plugs. Let me just grab the wiring adapter, there we go. There's your wiring adapter, PC284. So your next stage is basically to plug all that in, which we'll do now. Okay, so you've pushed your plastic frame in, it just clips in, so just sort of shove it in, and you're left with your original connectors. Now the third one, like I was saying, for the steering controls, we're not going to need that on this car, we're not fitting a steering control adapter, so we'll just put that out of the way. You're left with 2, one for the speakers and one for the power. Now the power one, when you hold it up to the vehicle, will look like it's actually the wrong one and not going to fit, but I assure you, it is the right one and does fit. You notice lugs on it that stick up. There's one lug higher than the other. Now the one lug that's dead high goes to this end of your adapter, your power adapter, yeah? So in other words, you just line the plastic lug up and click it in. So in other words, you're left with a gap on this side. There you go, that lines up, shove, click, yeah? And there's a little gap at the other end, look. But that's fine, that's how it's meant to be. That's clicked in. Now do the same with your speakers. Okay, so there's both clicked in, fully home. Your next thing to put in is your little aerial adapter, and it's dead simple. You just shove it into the end of the aerial cable. So with the aerial adapter clicked in, like so, I've just taped up the wires to keep them nice and tight. I mean, you don't have to do that, but when you push them back in there, you don't want them catching on the edges of anything and getting snagged. So it's up to you if you do that, it's just preference of mine. Next up is the stereo frame we need to put in. So this particular car is having a Pioneer fitted to it, yeah, one of the little radio and USB type ones. You've got a power connector in the back, an aerial connector, and also a socket for the microphone because it's Bluetooth. So you get a little microphone in the pack like that with a little jack plug on the end. You've got to run the cable through the hole in the dash, up underneath the padding under the glove box, and then up the door jamb up the side and put it up basically near the mirror, yeah, middle of the car, tuck it out of the way. Now your radio also comes with a power cable, like so. Don't have to do anything at all with this, don't touch it, just plug it in and go. So it'll plug onto this connector here, and then plug into the back of the radio. Worth noting is your plastic fascia trim that you bought. In the box you'll have some other bits. There's some bits of plastic in there, look. Don't worry about them, they're for the models of car because the fascia trim fits all the vehicles. Your radio will go straight in, no problem in that hole. And there we go, there's all the connectors all plugged in, so you've got your aerial, your power and your microphone tucked into the back there. You've got your metal cage shoved in, so it just quite literally shoves into the slot, and then get yourself a small flat blade screwdriver like so and put it behind some of the plastic metal tabs and twist. all the way around, just twist a few, and it's just to hold it in place so it doesn't go anywhere. If you're worried about scratching your gear knob, just a quick tip, just put one of the little pelly bags over the top of it just to save it, okay? And what I do with the microphone when I'm running it so it doesn't disappear down the back of the dash, I just tie it around the gear lever, because otherwise you can pull the cable and pull the thing back out the back of the dashboard, then you've got to faff around, you know, pulling it back through again. So, put your radio in the hole, leave it loose like so, and then quite literally put the ignition on and make sure it stores its presets. Okay, so we're on, and do we want to set up? Yes, we do. Language English. You're just basically making sure to store a radio station at this point, just to make sure it's got the power the right way around. So we'll carry on doing that. Right, let's tune a radio station in. Any old radio station will do, really. I mean,
under pressure to lift the 1% public pay cap. He, though, is continuing to
press and hold
to do it.
There we go. Put a couple in just to make sure. Anything. There we go. Just storing them on the presets there, just to make sure it holds them. Turn your ignition off. Take the key out. Count to 10. And then put the key back in and make sure that those two radio stations are still stored. Key back in. Steering lock's gone on. Hold on. Okay, ignition back on. And yes, that has stored the radio stations. So that is fully correct. All your wiring's done properly and everything. What you've got to do now is shove it back in. There you go, click. And that's it, done. That is how you fit a radio in a Mark III Mondeo. If this video was any help at all, please click like on your way out, and thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye for now.